that means, but for those of you who don't, we're going to try to seize the day today.
They alternate in and out, so she might not be in this one.
the same time, they went behind the music
Right.
stands.
Thank you very much. We're going to continue our program with a slower selection that's entitled Downtime by Paul Ross, who is also an IU product, and someone who actually helped me quite a bit with getting this steel band up and running in terms of finding some music and getting the band started. So we're going to play one of Paul's tunes, and this is a slower selection called Downtime.
You okay?
We're going to continue with another calypso. This is a little bit of a slower calypso. This is actually from an opera. There's some fairly extensive program notes from the composer. There's a very interesting story that goes into, anytime I suppose you said an opera for steel band, there's some explaining to do. So it's a pretty cool arrangement though, and there's a whole history. The arranger talks about what it means to be dropping a bomb as a selection, and we got to talk about that. There's some pretty cool stuff going on. So anyway, we hope you guys very much enjoy Pagliacci. We're going to continue with actually a German chorale from many hundreds of years ago, set for the steel band. And I have to tell a quick story because, like many of the students in the band, my first experience with the steel pan was, one person, and my first experience was one person playing tenor pan with a little computer that played background tracks, and he played just stuff that would have been appropriate on a cruise. So, as far as I knew, that was really all you could play on the steel pan. And when I came to NIU, one of the I was kind of strongly encouraged to join the steel band, which was one of the better, strongly encouraged things that ever happened in my life. And one of the things I found out was that you can play all sorts of music with the steel band. And I remember one of the first videos I saw was this band from Trinidad playing Tchaikovsky 4, and I was like, what? They're going to play Tchaikovsky on steel band? I was like, blown away. And the microphone was blown away too. Jokes everywhere, people, come on, these are the jokes. Now, they're not getting better. Anyway, so we're gonna play a little bit of what would generally be called classical music here on the steel pan. Now we're gonna conduct a little bit. For those of you who are familiar with the way I plan programs, you'll notice the next selection has no surprise. my personal taste is to always try to put things that are really, really different right next to each other, just because, you know, variety is exciting. I also want to say a big thank you to Drew Taylor, who, I don't, every once in a while Drew shows up to stuff, he doesn't ever tell me, but this is an arrangement that Drew did for Birch Creek. And actually, Drew was a student here a number of years ago, and I'm proud of him. And I remember Drew talking about arranging this for steel band back before we had a steel band. And I remember telling him, like, hey Drew, when you do that, you send it to me, because someday I want to have a steel band. He was like, okay, Mr. Lundin, sure. And then he did, and then I lost it. And we didn't have a steel band for a real long time, and then we did get one, and I was like, man, I can't believe we got a steel band, I gotta call Drew. And we were very lucky to have Drew's brother in the band, and he helped track him down. And long story short, we get to play I Want You Back for steel band right now. We're going to continue with a reggae entitled The Game of Love. This is another tune that comes to us from Pan Press, which is the company run by Paul Ross. Paul had recommended it as a kind of a good tune for steel bands that were on their way and For those of you who don't know, this is the second ever Steelback concert. We've existed for this is our second time existing, so it's really exciting. I'm still, yeah, it's cool, right? Anyway, this was something he recommended when I had a long talk with him about music that would be good for band that was just starting, and I was only going to rehearse for a semester of the year. So anyway, this is The Game of Love. It's a reggae. We hope you enjoy.
Okay with the cameras?
Yeah, that's fine.
It was just trying to get percussion. It was pretty sleep and I kept it up.
This is another song that I have to thank the folks at NIU and the Taylor brothers for bringing to the concert this evening. This is man, Drew really should be here tonight. I got lots of Drew jokes. Drew liked this song so much in high school that he tried to arrange us for jazz ensemble, which I just mean we didn't end up performing Drew's arrangement. And then I pulled it out, and Evan standing right next to me goes like, "Yes!" So it's really exciting. Anyway, you can understand why they like Liam's arrangement of Sunday Morning Funk so much in just a minute. We hope you enjoy it. Okay, before we close, I'm just going to do a couple real quick thank yous because I still kind of wake up every day and just feel honored that I get to come in and work with these students and teach a steel band. And this last song is kind of a tribute to one of a couple people that were really important in making this group happen. One of whom is leaving the DeKalb area for somewhere very far away. I do not believe he is here tonight because I did not see him, but if any of you see our superintendent, Dr. Briscoe, around anytime between now and when he departs at the end of June, if you enjoyed tonight, make sure you tell him thank you for doing all you did to make the steel band happen. And then the other people that were really very helpful to me personally, just in terms of figuring out what I could do, who I needed to talk to, putting me in touch with the right people to make a steel band happen. I know one of them is in the audience tonight. I don't think the composer is here, but some of the original people from the NIU steel band, Mr. Alan Conner and Mr. Cliff Alexis, have been tremendously helpful. So I know Al is here, so let's give them a big hand. When I was in the steel band at NIU, it was always tremendously exciting to find out what Cliff was going to put on the page when he would write Calypso. You were in the band, he was composing as you were learning, and then all of a sudden, the third page would show up, and you would go, "Oh my goodness, Cliff, why?" So it's been really exciting to have the students actually play one of Cliff's pieces. So we're gonna close our program with a Cliff tune called Calypso for Pan. Thank you very much.